They want you exhausted, distracted, and dependent. They want your thoughts borrowed, your will diluted, your courage surrendered. Every headline, every notification, every rule they set is designed to weaken you. But you are not powerless. Today, you will learn how to reclaim your mind, fortify your focus, and build a mental fortress no one can penetrate. If you follow these steps, no system, no person, no distraction will ever control you again. Chapter 1. Wake up from their illusion. Wake up right now. Look around you. Every ad you scroll past, every headline you read, every notification that lights up your screen, they're not neutral. They are designed, crafted, engineered to shape your thinking, influence your emotions, and guide your actions. You think you're choosing freely. You think you're making independent decisions. But the truth? You've been living inside an illusion, a carefully constructed bubble. Wake up. See clearly. Let's start with a simple truth. The world doesn't want you to question it. The world doesn't want you to examine the structures that shape your beliefs. It's easier when you're compliant. It's easier when you're distracted. It's easier when your desires are molded without you noticing. Every day, you are fed messages that manipulate what you want, how you feel, and how you act. They tell you what success looks like. They tell you what happiness looks like. They tell you what matters, and you follow. Consider consumer culture. It's everywhere. Billboards, social media feeds, TV commercials. They are designed to create a vacuum in your mind, a feeling that you're missing something. You don't need that phone. You don't need that car. You don't need the latest gadget. But you are taught to desire it. You are trained to want it. You are trained to believe that your worth is measured by consumption. Here's the thing. Desire is not inherently bad. Desire is natural. But when desire is manufactured and imposed, when it's used to keep you chasing instead of building, it becomes a weapon. It's not about wanting. It's about control. You've been manipulated to chase shadows while your mind is quietly weakened. Look at your daily habits. Ask yourself, am I acting from my own intention or am I reacting to a stimulus they designed? Every notification that pulls you in, every scroll that traps you, every trending story that spikes your emotions, these are hooks. Hooks designed to distract you from thinking deeply, from questioning, from being independent. Your attention is their battlefield. You have a choice. Every day, you have a choice. You can scroll mindlessly. You can react without thinking. Or you can decide. Decide to look deeper. Decide to question. Decide to resist the manipulations. That's the key. You don't need their permission to think freely. You don't need their permission to choose clarity over chaos. You don't need their permission to reclaim your mind. Let's talk about real-world manipulation. Take the example of advertising. Ads are not created for you to make a better choice. They're not created to inform. They're created to trigger emotions, to create gaps in your mind, gaps that only their products can fill. You feel incomplete. You feel inadequate. You feel behind. And then you buy. That's not a coincidence. That's deliberate. You are not weak because you desire. You are weak because you never questioned the source of that desire. And it doesn't stop at advertising. News, social media, even conversations you have. These are channels of influence. Every trending topic, every viral story, every hot take,
They shape your thoughts before you even realize it. You've been trained to react emotionally, to conform, to accept narratives without inspection. That's the illusion in full effect. Wake up, see clearly, break the illusion. Now let's get practical. How do you wake up? How do you see clearly? How do you break the illusion? Start with awareness. Observe your thoughts. Notice what triggers you. Notice what pulls your attention away from what truly matters. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Why do I believe this? Who benefits from my reaction? You have a choice. That's the key. Every time you answer honestly, you chip away at the illusion. Next, limit external control. Be deliberate about what enters your mind. Control your media diet. Don't feed your brain the garbage they designed to manipulate you. Read books that challenge you, not articles that reinforce passive thinking. Listen to ideas that expand your perspective, not opinions that trap you in their narrative. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. You have your mind. Guard it. Protect it. Wake up. See clearly. Finally, take action. Awareness without action is meaningless. Stop chasing what they want you to chase. Stop reacting to every impulse they plant in you. Start building habits, skills, and thoughts that strengthen your independence. Practice mental discipline. Question assumptions. Make decisions from clarity, not compulsion. It's not about distraction. It's about focus. It's not about desire. It's about control. You have a choice. That's the key. Remember this. No one is coming to free you. No one is coming to show you the hidden strings. No one will hand you clarity. You must take it. You must demand it. You must fight for it. Wake up. See clearly. Break the illusion. You are the only person responsible for your mind, your attention, your decisions. That's not a burden. It's a power. And once you seize it, nothing can touch you. Every system, every media feed, every cultural norm that tells you who to be or what to want, it is an illusion. You are not powerless. You have a choice. You have the power to wake up, to see clearly, to break the illusion. You mastered awareness. Now, let's talk about the next level, resisting weakness before it infects your mind.
Chapter 2. Refuse mental weakness. Refuse weakness right now. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming your environment. Stop telling yourself you can't or it's too late. Weakness is a choice. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you allow. Every habit you ignore, every distraction you indulge, every moment you spend scrolling through meaningless content, it chips away at your strength. Refuse weakness. Claim control. Build strength. Let's start by looking at how mental weakness is born. It starts small. You check your phone one extra time. You binge one more episode. You justify another hour of doing nothing. You think it's harmless. It's not. Every time you surrender your attention, every time you let distraction win, you reinforce weakness. You train your mind to crave comfort, crave distraction, crave the easy way. That's the trap. Refuse weakness, claim control, build strength. Social media is the perfect example. Endless scrolling, infinite feeds, constant dopamine hits. You think you're relaxing, you think you're staying informed, but here's the truth. Each scroll weakens your mental muscle. Each video, each story, each trending post steals your focus and your energy. You're giving your mental power away. That's not living, that's surviving. Now, addictions aren't always obvious. Maybe it's your phone, maybe it's food, maybe it's mindless TV, maybe it's negative self-talk.
Maybe it's the habit of seeking approval from others before acting. These habits are training your brain to depend on the wrong things. Weakness grows when dependence grows. Strength grows when you rely on yourself. You have a choice. That's the key. You don't need their permission to stop feeding your weaknesses. Let's get practical. Start by auditing your day. Take one full day and track every activity. How much time do you spend mindlessly scrolling? How much time do you spend reacting to notifications? How much time do you spend on things that strengthen your mind, body, or skills? Be honest, brutally honest. Awareness is the first step to strength. You have a choice. That's the key. Refuse weakness. Next, eliminate one distraction. Just one. Maybe it's social media for 1 hour each day. Maybe it's turning off notifications for non-essential apps. Maybe it's setting a timer for TV or gaming. Start small, but start intentionally. Discipline compounds. Weakness compounds too, but you can choose which one grows. You have a choice. That's the key. Refuse weakness, claim control, build strength. Add structure to your life. Weakness thrives in chaos. Strength thrives in routine. Wake up at a consistent time. Schedule your most important tasks first. Guard your mornings fiercely. The first 3 hours of your day dictate the rest. Don't let weakness creep in before you've claimed your mind. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about discipline. It's not about avoiding distraction. It's about building focus. You have a choice. That's the key. Physical health is not optional. Mental weakness grows in a body that is neglected. Exercise, sleep, eat real food, hydrate. Strengthen your body and your mind will follow. Weak muscles, weak brain. Strong muscles, strong brain. Strength is holistic. You have a choice. That's the key. Now let's talk about temptation. Every time you choose ease over effort, you feed weakness. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you surrender power. But here's the secret. Strength is a habit. Every choice to resist temptation, every moment you say no to weakness, every action you take to challenge yourself, these are bricks. Bricks that build an unshakable mind. You have a choice. That's the key. Refuse weakness, claim control, build strength. Accountability is crucial. Weakness hides when no one is watching. Strength grows when you are accountable. Tell someone about your goals. Track your progress. Log your wins. Even the smallest victory compounds over time. Celebrate it. But don't rest there. Weakness is always waiting to creep back in. You have a choice. Mental weakness also shows up in thought patterns. Negative self-talk, worry, fear, overthinking, doubt. These are habits too. They're invisible addictions that sap energy and focus. Challenge them. Replace them with affirmations, with action, with clarity. Silence the mental chatter that trains you to give up before you even start. You have a choice. That's the key. And here's the hardest truth. No one will fight for your mental strength. No one will fix your habits. No one will protect your focus. Only you can. Only you have the power. Only you refuse weakness. It's not about waiting for permission. It's not about hoping for motivation. It's about discipline. It's about action every single day. You have a choice. Let's summarize. Weakness comes from distraction, habit, and indulgence. Strength comes from discipline, choice, and intentional action. You must be ruthless with your mind. Audit your time, eliminate distractions, create routines. Strengthen your body. Challenge your thoughts. Refuse comfort when it kills progress. You have a choice. Here's your transition. You've identified weakness. You've started claiming control. You've begun to build strength. But attention is the currency that weakness attacks first. The next battle is more precise. The next chapter will show you how to guard your attention like gold. Your mind is a fortress, but its gates are only as strong as your focus.
Chapter 3. Guard your attention like gold. Attention is power. Protect it. Use it wisely. Right now, understand this. Your attention is the most valuable asset you own. Stronger than money. Stronger than influence. Stronger than talent. Without it, nothing else matters. Weak minds give away their attention freely. Strong minds protect it fiercely. Every notification, every ad, every headline, every beep and buzz, that is a weapon aimed at your focus. That's why guarding attention is not optional. It's survival. Attention is power. Protect it. Use it wisely. Let's be brutally honest. Most people live distracted lives. They let their phones dictate their day. They let social media hijack their emotions. They let every ping determine their mood, their choices, their energy. This is mental slavery disguised as freedom. You are scrolling, reacting, responding, and surrendering. You think it's normal. It's not. It's a weakness. Attention is power. Protect it. Use it wisely. Start by auditing your attention. Ask yourself, what is controlling my focus? Look at your environment. Look at your devices. Look at the noise around you. Emails you don't need. Group chats you don't benefit from. News alerts designed to trigger fear, outrage, or jealousy. These are traps. If you don't control them, they control you. You have a choice. That's the key. Attention is power. Protect it. Notifications are the silent kidnappers of your mind. Every ping is a call to surrender your focus. Every buzz is a chain pulling you toward distraction. Turn them off. Block what you don't need. Choose when to engage. You don't need their permission. You don't need to respond immediately. You own your mind, and your mind decides what deserves attention. Next, create focus zones. Dedicate specific blocks of time for deep work. No phone, no tabs, no interruptions. You'd be amazed how much more you accomplish when you actually protect your attention. The world wants you scattered, weak, and reactive. Don't give in. Strength comes from discipline. It's not about multitasking. It's about mastering one thing at a time. You have a choice. Let's address digital clutter. Endless emails, unnecessary meetings, group chats with constant chatter. These fragments of attention slowly erode your mental energy. Delete what you don't need. Unsubscribe ruthlessly. Mute the noise. The more you free your attention, the stronger your mind becomes. Weak minds let everything in. Strong minds create boundaries. You have a choice. That's the key. Attention is power. Protect it. Attention isn't only about technology. It's also about people. Certain conversations, certain environments, certain relationships, they drain you. They pull your focus away from what matters. You don't need to engage with every drama. You don't need to fix every problem. You don't need approval from every person. Protect your attention like gold. Guard it. You have a choice. That's the key. Attention is power. Let's get tactical. Start small. Choose one distraction to eliminate today. Maybe it's social media for 1 hour. Maybe it's muting notifications on your messaging apps. Maybe it's not checking email first thing in the morning. Small wins create momentum. Build that muscle. Discipline grows with repeated action. Weakness grows with repeated surrender. You have a choice. Visualize your attention as a precious vault. Every thought, every action, every focus point is a coin inside. Guard that vault. Protect it from theft. Only deposit what grows your mind. Only invest in what strengthens your body, sharpens your skills, or expands your knowledge. Don't give it away freely. Now let's talk about habits. Weak minds have bad attention habits. They check their phones in the middle of work.
They watch random videos when they could be learning. They scroll past opportunities to build skill, to create, to focus. Strong minds have routines that protect attention. Morning rituals, strategic breaks, defined focus windows, deliberate consumption. Weakness is optional. Strength is deliberate. You have a choice. Your energy follows your attention. What you focus on shapes your reality. Scatter your attention, and your life scatters. Concentrate it, and you shape your life intentionally. That's why protecting attention isn't only about productivity. It's about freedom. Freedom from manipulation. Freedom from distraction. Freedom from wasted time. Weak minds surrender this freedom. Strong minds claim it relentlessly. You have a choice. That's the key. Here's another truth. Society profits from your scattered attention. Companies design your feeds. Algorithms measure your reactions. Ads exploit your curiosity. Your unfocused mind makes them rich. Protect your attention, and you take back power. Refuse to be a passive participant. Decide what deserves focus. Decide where to invest energy. You don't need their permission. You have the power. You have a choice. Physical cues matter too. Your environment reinforces attention habits. Cluttered desks, noisy spaces, chaotic rooms, they erode focus. Create spaces that foster attention. Clean, organized, intentional. Your surroundings should serve your mind, not distract it. Strengthen the external to strengthen the internal. Attention is power. Protect it. Use it wisely. Let's reinforce this. Attention is the currency of achievement. Weak attention equals wasted effort. Strong attention equals exponential results. The difference between mediocrity and excellence isn't talent alone. It's where you place your focus, how you guard it, and how you defend it every day. You have a choice. To summarize, attention is your most precious asset, protected from distraction, noise, and unnecessary input. Audit your environment, turn off notifications, guard your time, guard your mind, build routines, remove toxic influences, train your focus like a muscle, discipline your attention. Weak minds give it away, strong minds protect it. You have a choice. Here's the transition. You've learned how to guard your mind. You've started claiming control over your most valuable resource. But strength isn't only internal. It shows in your interactions, in your relationships, in how you respond to the world. The next chapter will teach you how to break free from people-pleasing. Protecting your attention is one thing. Protecting your freedom to act is the next.
Chapter 4. Break free from people-pleasing. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. Say that to yourself right now. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. Most people live their lives trapped by the invisible chains of approval. They ask permission when none is required. They tailor their behavior to fit expectations that don't serve them. They sacrifice their time, energy, and integrity just to avoid disapproval. That's weakness. That's surrender. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. Let's be clear. People-pleasing is a silent thief. It steals your time. It steals your focus. It steals your confidence. It is addiction masquerading as kindness. You feel obligated to say yes when you should say no. You modify your goals to match the opinions of others. You silence your instincts to avoid conflict. Weak minds crave validation. Strong minds lead themselves. You have a choice. That's the key. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. Consider the workplace example. Employees follow toxic norms to fit in. They agree to impossible deadlines to avoid confrontation. They adopt behaviors that go against their values to avoid judgment.
This is not loyalty. This is surrender. It's a slow erosion of character, ambition, and freedom. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. Leadership begins with owning your actions, not bending to the approval of the crowd. Approval is addictive. Social media made it worse. Likes, comments, shares, they are dopamine hits that train your brain to seek external validation. Weakness grows when you rely on other people's opinions for self-worth. Strength grows when you define your value internally. You have a choice. That's the key. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. Now let's get tactical. Start saying no more often. Start small. Decline requests that don't serve your goals. Refuse invitations that drain your energy. Refuse conversations that waste time or feed doubt. Each refusal is a brick in the fortress of your autonomy. Every act of self-leadership strengthens your mind. Weakness is optional. Strength is deliberate. Expect resistance. People will test you. Some will push back. Some will try to guilt you. That's natural. People pleasers are easy to control. When you start refusing, some will feel threatened. They will call it selfish. Ignore it. Strength is misunderstood before it is respected. You don't need their permission to live intentionally. You have a choice. That's the key. Stop pleasing. Boundaries are your weapon. Without boundaries, you are constantly at the mercy of others. Weak minds let others dictate schedules, tasks, and emotions. Strong minds define limits and enforce them. Start by identifying your non-negotiables. These are your values, your priorities, your principles. Protect them fiercely. Every time you defend your boundaries, you strengthen your mind. Weakness diminishes, strength amplifies. You have a choice. That's the key. Let's talk about self-talk. People pleasers tell themselves lies like, if I don't agree, they won't like me, or I have to keep everyone happy to succeed. These are chains. Break them. Tell yourself, I choose my values over approval. I choose action over anxiety. I choose my path over their opinions. Strength begins in the mind. Weakness thrives in thought patterns shaped by fear of rejection. Remember, leadership is not a title, it's a mindset. Every decision you make according to your own principles is an act of leadership. Every time you refuse to bend to social pressure, every time you honor your priorities over someone else's opinion, you lead your life with clarity. Weakness says yes to everything. Strength chooses with intention. Stop pleasing. Start leading. Own your choices. The costs of people-pleasing are subtle but severe. Lost time, wasted energy, compromised integrity, delayed dreams, missed opportunities. Weak minds live in the shadow of what others think. Strong minds operate in the light of their own discipline. Here's a powerful exercise. For 1 week, track every yes you give. Ask yourself, did I say yes to this because it serves me or because it serves someone else's comfort? Identify patterns of people-pleasing, then actively choose differently. Refuse what doesn't serve your growth. Protect your time, energy, and focus. Reclaim power that was unknowingly surrendered. Weakness loves approval. Strength loves discipline. It's not about being rude. It's about being intentional. It's not about ignoring others. It's about prioritizing your purpose. The world wants you compliant. The world wants you seeking permission. Reject that. Take ownership of your decisions. Take ownership of your mind. Refuse to live for someone else's comfort. Let's summarize. People-pleasing is mental slavery. It steals time, focus, and confidence. It is an addiction to approval. You must recognize it, resist it, and replace it with intentional action. Build boundaries, speak your truth, choose your priorities. Strength grows when you honor your own mind, values, and vision. Weakness diminishes when you refuse to surrender. You have a choice. Here's your transition. You've started leading yourself. You've reclaimed your autonomy. You've refused to surrender your decisions to the whims of others. But strength is more than action. It's mastery over reaction. The next chapter will teach you how to dominate your emotions. You've broken free from people-pleasing. Now it's time to control the forces within.
Chapter 5. Dominate your emotions. Feel it. Name it. Master it. Say it out loud. Feel it. Name it. Master it. If you cannot control your emotions, you will never control your life. Strong minds are built on emotional discipline. Weak minds are hijacked by outrage, fear, guilt, and envy. Every day, forces are working to trigger you. Media feeds you fear. Politicians manipulate outrage. Social networks amplify guilt and comparison. These triggers are designed to make you reactive, not proactive. Feel it, name it, master it. Let's start with awareness. Emotions are signals, not orders. They arise in response to something external, a comment, a headline, a setback. Weak minds obey without question. Strong minds pause, observe the feeling, label it. This is anger. This is frustration. This is envy. Simply naming the emotion breaks its power over you. Consider the news cycle. Every day is a barrage of fear, shock, and panic. Politicians push narratives to provoke outrage. Media outlets highlight disaster, scandal, and crisis. Your natural response is to react, to worry, to discuss endlessly. That is exactly what they want. Weak minds give in. Strong minds detach. Here's the first step in mastery. Don't suppress your emotions, but don't obey them blindly either. Feel the anger, the fear, the frustration. Acknowledge it. Say, I see you. I understand you. You do not control me. This simple act separates reaction from response. You choose your next action. You don't need their permission. Next, identify your triggers. Everyone has them. Certain words, certain situations, certain people can spark anger, anxiety, or self-doubt. Track them. Keep a mental log. When you understand the patterns, you can anticipate and control your responses. Weak minds are surprised by every trigger. Strong minds prepare. Emotional discipline also requires physical tactics. Deep breathing, short pauses before responding, journaling to release mental tension. These are not soft techniques, they are strategic weapons. They create space between stimulus and response, giving your mind control. Reactivity is weakness. Control is strength. Let's talk about social media. Platforms are engineered to provoke emotion. A single post can trigger envy. A single comment can spark outrage. The weak mind reacts instantly. The strong mind stops, observes, and chooses the response. Scroll with intention. Comment with awareness. Engage with strategy. Don't give your emotions away. Anger is a common weapon. People will insult, provoke, or push buttons. Your first instinct is often retaliation. Don't. Pause, analyze, decide. Every reaction is a vote for the kind of person you are. Will you be led by emotions, or will you lead yourself? Strong minds control anger. Guilt is another trap. Society conditions you to feel guilty for past mistakes, for setting boundaries, for saying no.
Weak minds carry guilt unnecessarily. Strong minds learn from it, then release it. Identify the lesson. Take action where necessary. Release the rest. Fear is perhaps the most dangerous. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of missing out. Weak minds freeze. Strong minds acknowledge fear, analyze it, then act anyway. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Harness it. Don't be enslaved by it. Here's a tactical exercise. When you feel a strong emotion, take 30 seconds to pause and label it. This is frustration. This is envy. This is anxiety. Then ask yourself, what is the truth? What action serves me? What action serves nothing? Make your decision consciously. That's discipline. That's mastery. Weak minds react. Strong minds respond. Emotional mastery also involves environment. Avoid repetitive exposure to triggers that do not serve you. Limit interactions with manipulative people. Reduce consumption of media that incite outrage or fear. Strength is as much about what you avoid as what you confront. Here's the key mindset. It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about controlling responses. It's not about being cold. It's about being strategic. Emotional mastery gives you freedom, the freedom to act with clarity, to pursue goals without distraction, to maintain power over your decisions. Weak minds are reactive. Strong minds are proactive. Another truth. People will try to provoke you. Friends, colleagues, strangers. Don't fall for it. Every insult, every slight, every provocative action is a test. Will you respond with thoughtlessness or with strength? Pause, label the feeling, decide your action. That's discipline. Here's a final reinforcement. Repeated practice creates automatic mastery. The first few times you pause, observe, and choose your response, it feels awkward. Keep doing it. Every deliberate response strengthens the neural pathways of control. Reactivity weakens them. Strengthen your mind daily. You have a choice. To summarize, emotions are signals, not commands. Awareness is the first step. Naming the emotion breaks its power. Pause, observe, choose your response intentionally. Limit exposure to unnecessary triggers. Practice consistently. Weak minds are enslaved. Strong minds are free. Here's your transition. You've learned to control your internal environment. You've started mastering your emotional responses. But internal control is only part of the battle. External decisions require clarity of thought and courage. The next chapter will teach you how to think independently, act decisively. Chapter 6. Think independently, act decisively. Think for yourself, decide with courage, act relentlessly. Say it, repeat it. Think for yourself, decide with courage, act relentlessly. This is not optional. This is survival. Every day you are bombarded with advice, trends, opinions, and noise. Every person around you has a vested interest in influencing your choices. Some want your compliance. Some want your attention. Some want your resources. Weak minds absorb input blindly. Strong minds filter, evaluate, and decide. Independent thinking begins with awareness. The first step is recognizing that not every idea is worth following. Not every trend is worth chasing. Not every opinion is worth valuing. The world will constantly tell you what to do, who to be, and how to think. Weak minds follow. Strong minds pause, analyze, and then decide. Think for yourself. Decide with courage. Act relentlessly. Consider entrepreneurs. The most successful ones do not wait for permission. They ignore popular trends if the trend does not align with their vision. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They trust their analysis, their intuition, their preparation. They make decisions that defy conventional wisdom, and they succeed because of it. Weak minds imitate. Strong minds innovate. Decision-making under pressure is the ultimate test. Life will present options that demand immediate action. The weak mind hesitates, seeks validation, and gets left behind. The strong mind evaluates quickly and commits decisively. It's not about rushing recklessly. It's about clarity under pressure. Think for yourself. Decide with courage. Here's the first practical rule. Separate noise from signal. Noise is opinion, trend, fear, hype. Signal is insight, data, principle, experience. Weak minds react to noise. Strong minds act on signals. Ask yourself, is this information helping me achieve my goals or just distracting me? If it's a distraction, discard it. Next, understand the cost of indecision. Every time you defer, delay, or defer to someone else, you lose momentum. Opportunities evaporate. Confidence erodes. Momentum is a weapon. Weak minds wait for consensus. Strong minds act independently. Let's get tactical. Start small. Make a list of daily decisions where you usually defer to others. What to wear, what to eat, how to spend your time. Commit to making those decisions based on your judgment. Evaluate results. Adjust if necessary. Repeat consistently. Over time, you will train your mind to trust itself. Weak minds doubt. Strong minds rely on internal authority. Courage is essential. Independent thinking is worthless without action. Many people think for themselves in theory, but fail to act decisively. They weigh endlessly. They hesitate. They procrastinate. Fear of criticism, fear of failure, and fear of judgment paralyze them. Courage is the antidote. Step forward. Make the call. Launch the project. Speak the truth. Act relentlessly. Weak minds stall. Strong minds execute. Think for yourself. Decide with courage. Another essential tactic. Seek feedback selectively. Independent thinking does not mean isolation. Smart thinkers gather insights from trusted sources, analyze them, and then decide. Weak minds accept every opinion as truth. Strong minds filter, challenge, and incorporate information strategically. You have a choice. Avoid comparison. Most people gauge their success against others. Weak minds are obsessed with the crowd. Strong minds benchmark against their own goals and standards. Your path is yours alone. Comparison is a trap that weakens resolve and clouds judgment. Decide by your metrics, not theirs. Here's a real-world example. Elon Musk didn't follow Silicon Valley trends. He invested in electric vehicles and rockets when the crowd scoffed. He trusted analysis, long-term vision, and decisive action. People laughed. Critics doubted. Weak minds would have surrendered. Strong minds acted. Today, independent thinking and decisive action built empires. Daily mental exercises strengthen independent thought. Question conventional wisdom. Challenge assumptions. Write down decisions you make and why you made them. Reflect weekly. Ask, did I act according to my principles or to please others? Did I defer to fear or act courageously? This is the training ground for a disciplined, independent mind. Weak minds drift. Strong minds refine. Think for yourself. Let's address risk. Every decision carries uncertainty. Weak minds fear risk. Strong minds embrace calculated risk. Acting without independent thought is far riskier. It guarantees stagnation and dependency. When you rely on others for permission, you gamble your future. Independent decision-making, coupled with courageous action, turns risk into opportunity. You have a choice. Commit fully. Half-hearted action is a silent surrender. If you decide, act. If you commit, execute. Weak minds linger. Strong minds finish. Momentum compounds. Results accumulate. Confidence multiplies. You will learn to trust your judgment. You will learn to act decisively under pressure. You have a choice. That's the key. Independent thinking is freedom. Courageous decision-making is power. Consistent action is unstoppable. Weak minds obey, defer, and imitate. Strong minds analyze, decide, and execute. Separate noise from signal. Evaluate, trust, and act. Seek feedback selectively. Avoid comparison. Embrace calculated risk. Commit fully. You have a choice. That's the key. Think for yourself. Decide with courage. Act relentlessly. You've begun thinking for yourself. You've started acting with courage. But freedom requires clarity and vigilance. The next chapter will teach you to question everything, believe nothing blindly.
Chapter 7. Question everything. Believe nothing blindly. Question. Investigate. Decide. Say it again. Question. Investigate. Decide. This is your armor against manipulation. Every day, information comes at you from all directions. News feeds, social media, friends, family, experts. Everyone has an agenda. Weak minds accept everything at face value. Strong minds probe, challenge, and verify. Blind belief is the easiest trap to fall into. People follow narratives because it's easier than thinking. It's easier than challenging authority. It's easier than sitting with uncertainty. But easy comes at a cost. Every time you accept something without scrutiny, you surrender control. You allow someone else to dictate your perception, your decisions, your life. Question, investigate, decide. Start with the media. Viral news is designed to provoke anger, fear, outrage. Virality is not truth. Weak minds absorb headlines and forward them. Strong minds pause, read critically, verify sources. Ask, who benefits from me believing this? Who profits from my reaction? What evidence supports this claim? This is the difference between manipulation and understanding. Example. A trending story claims a miracle solution for weight loss. Millions share it. Weak minds act immediately, wasting money and time. Strong minds research, check sources, and decide rationally. The outcome is control, not chaos. Question, investigate, decide. Repeat it until it becomes instinct. Next, challenge conventional wisdom. Society thrives on repetition. This is how it's always been is a lie sold as comfort. Schools, workplaces, and traditions reinforce conformity. Weak minds comply. Strong minds ask, why? What's the evidence? What's the alternative? Independent thought requires courage. It's uncomfortable, but it protects your mind from decay. You have a choice. That's the key. Critical thinking is a skill. It must be practiced. Here's a practical exercise. The next time you encounter a claim, on TV, online, or in conversation, don't accept it immediately. Write it down. Research it. Examine evidence from multiple angles. Ask, who says this? Why? What do they gain? What do I gain? Then decide. Make it a habit. Weak minds drift. Strong minds are deliberate.
Question, investigate, decide. Social proof is another trap. People follow the crowd because it feels safe. Millions can be wrong. Popularity is not proof. Ask, does consensus equal correctness, or am I being lazy in my thinking? Weak minds conform. Strong minds analyze and act based on principle. You have a choice. That's the key. Emotional manipulation is everywhere. Fear, guilt, outrage, and sympathy are tools. They bypass logic and hijack your brain. Advertisers, politicians, media, they all exploit your emotions to control your behavior. Weak minds react. Strong minds pause, analyze, and respond consciously. Feel it, name it, decide consciously. Question, investigate, decide. Decision-making under influence is dangerous. Every time you act without scrutiny, you risk loss of money, time, or freedom. Independent judgment protects you. Independent judgment is power. Independent judgment requires discipline. Here's the tactical approach. 1. Pause before accepting information. Don't react impulsively. Think, question, analyze. 2. Cross-check sources. One source is unreliable. Multiple independent confirmations are trustworthy. 3. Ask yourself, who benefits if I accept this blindly? Who loses if I question it? 4. Document your process. Write your reasoning down. Clarity reinforces discipline. Let's talk about algorithms. Social media platforms are engineered to influence thought. Your feed is curated to provoke emotion, keep you scrolling, and subtly shape beliefs. Weak minds absorb it. Strong minds recognize it and act deliberately. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Limit exposure to manipulative content. Build a conscious information diet. Even in conversations, skepticism is critical. Friends, colleagues, mentors, they can all unconsciously mislead. Listen carefully. Evaluate the validity of claims. Ask clarifying questions. Challenge politely. Weak minds nod. Strong minds question. Independent thought is a discipline, not arrogance. Think critically. Question. Investigate. Decide. The cost of blind belief is high. You lose autonomy. You lose clarity. You lose control. The reward of scrutiny is freedom. Freedom to decide based on evidence. Freedom to act without external strings. Freedom to live life on your terms. Weak minds drift. Strong minds analyze and act deliberately. You have a choice. A daily mental drill. Every morning, pick one truth you take for granted. Analyze it. Research it. Challenge it. Decide whether it holds up or needs adjustment. Example. Common workplace assumptions. We must follow protocol exactly. Investigate. Question. Decide. Does it serve the outcome, or is it just habitual compliance? This builds the habit of independent verification. Weak minds accept blindly. Strong minds refine constantly. Question. Investigate. Decide. Remember, independence of thought is not cynicism. It's not a distrust of everyone. It's disciplined skepticism. Evaluate the source. Evaluate the message. Evaluate the motive. Then decide. Don't react. Don't comply without clarity. Weak minds accept. Strong minds interrogate. Here's the reality. Most people never challenge what they are told. They follow the crowd. They repeat misinformation. They fall for emotion-driven narratives. You will not be most people. You will question. You will investigate. You will decide. You will act consciously. Here's the key. Always pause before accepting information. Don't react. Analyze. Identify motives behind messages. Who benefits? Who loses? Cross-check sources. Trust evidence, not emotion. Document reasoning. Train your mind to act on principle, not impulse. Repeat the mantra. Question, investigate, decide. By mastering this discipline, you build immunity against manipulation. You fortify your mind. You take back control of your attention, your decisions, and your life. Weak minds are puppets. Strong minds are architects. You have a choice. Next, we will take this principle further. Thinking independently and questioning assumptions is essential, but daily mental resilience is equally critical. It's time to build daily mental armor.
Chapter 8. Build daily mental armor. Armor up daily. Strengthen relentlessly. Never weaken. Say it. Repeat it. Armor up daily. Strengthen relentlessly. Never weaken. Your mind is under attack every single day. From the moment you wake up, distractions, opinions, and manipulations are aiming for your focus, your energy, your clarity. Weak minds crumble. Strong minds defend. This chapter is about building your mental armor, not someday, not when it's convenient, daily. Think about high performers in every field, athletes, CEOs, soldiers, artists. They don't leave their mental strength to chance. They train it like a muscle. Morning routines, journaling, meditation, deliberate focus. They protect their mind from fatigue, doubt, and manipulation. You have a choice. That's the key. You don't need their permission to guard your brain. Start with routines. Your day is a battlefield. Without a strategy, you'll be reactive, scattered, and weak. Weak minds drift. Strong minds plan. Here's an example. Successful entrepreneurs often begin their day with a 30-minute routine, exercise, reflection, and planning. They armor their mind before external forces even touch them. You can do the same. Build habits that prepare you. Armor up daily. Strengthen relentlessly. Never weaken. Next, journaling. Don't underestimate it. Writing forces clarity. Weak minds leave thoughts unexamined, emotions unchecked, decisions unchallenged. Strong minds write. They track progress, record challenges, and confront internal noise. Every morning, jot down your priorities. Every evening, reflect on what worked, what didn't, and what you can improve. This is not busy work, it's sharpening your mental steel. Meditation is another weapon, not the spiritual fluff you see online, but deliberate, focused mental conditioning. Meditation trains you to notice distractions, recognize impulses, and choose response over reaction. Weak minds are tossed by every thought and emotion. Strong minds observe, evaluate, and act deliberately. Even 10 minutes a day strengthens neural pathways. Strategic planning is critical. Your mind has limited bandwidth. Every decision, every distraction drains it. Weak minds react to stimuli. Strong minds anticipate, prioritize, and act on what matters most. Map your week. Schedule high-focus work when energy is high. Block distractions. Evaluate outcomes. Build resilience. Nutrition and sleep are not optional. Mental armor is physical too. Weak minds neglect their bodies. Strong minds fuel and rest properly. Sleep repairs neurons. Food supplies energy for sustained focus. Hydration maintains cognitive function. Your body is your first line of mental defense. Treat it like a fortress. Now, let's talk about exposure. Your mind is bombarded constantly. News, social media, notifications, conversations. Weak minds absorb every signal. Strong minds filter. Decide consciously what you let in. Use technology deliberately. Limit media intake. Schedule focus time.
protect your attention. It is your most valuable resource. Mental drills are essential. Weak minds are lazy. Strong minds rehearse control. Try this exercise. When a stressful thought arises, pause, name it, evaluate its validity, decide whether to act, ignore, or reframe it. This builds resilience. You don't need permission to control your mental state. Social interactions can break or build armor. Weak minds let negativity, gossip, and toxic influence drain them. Strong minds set boundaries. Engage consciously. Distance yourself from draining influences. Seek people who challenge and uplift you. Build a mental support system. Emotional regulation is another layer. Weak minds react impulsively. Strong minds respond with awareness. Use mindfulness, reflection, and deliberate practice. Identify triggers, name them, neutralize them. Control your reactions before external forces exploit them. Cognitive exercises keep your mind sharp. Read, analyze, solve problems, learn new skills. Weak minds stagnate. Strong minds expand continuously. The brain, like muscles, requires challenge. Introduce novelty and difficulty to reinforce flexibility and strength. Habits compound. Weak minds chase fleeting pleasures, scrolling endlessly, reacting to impulse. Strong minds build routines that create exponential advantage. Morning routines, focused work periods, journaling, reading. Stack them daily. Armor up daily. Strengthen relentlessly. Never weaken. Now, integrate all layers: body, mind, routine, exposure, relationships. Armor is not a single tool, it is a system. High performers use this system instinctively. They maintain energy, focus, clarity, and composure under pressure. You can build the same system. You have a choice. That's the key. Daily repetition fortifies your armor. Consistency is everything. The mindset is this is a war you fight daily. Weak minds get complacent. Strong minds sharpen every morning. Weak minds believe rest is a reward. Strong minds see preparation as an obligation. Discipline beats motivation. Habit beats impulse. You have now learned the pillars of mental armor: routines, journaling, meditation, strategic planning, physical maintenance, controlled exposure, mental drills, emotional regulation, cognitive challenge, and habit stacking. Every pillar strengthens you. Every repetition reinforces resilience. Weak minds crumble under pressure. Strong minds endure, adapt, and dominate. Next, we move to the next stage: removing internal barriers. Your mind may be armored, but self-doubt, limiting beliefs, and fear can still undermine you. To build unbreakable mental strength, we must silence the inner critic.
Chapter 9. Silence the voices that hold you back. Silence doubt. Amplify action. Repeat without pause. Say it out loud. Silence doubt. Amplify action. Repeat without pause. The enemy isn't outside. The enemy lives inside your head. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your fears. These invisible voices dictate your choices, your confidence, your potential. They whisper that you're not ready, not capable, not worthy. They tell you to wait, to hesitate, to stay small. And too many people obey, but not you, not anymore. Let's start by recognizing the voices. Fear, I can't do this. Self-doubt, I'll fail. Procrastination disguised as caution, I'll start tomorrow. Guilt, I don't deserve this. These are the chains. Weak minds accept them. Strong minds identify them. You have a choice, that's the key. You don't need their permission to break free. Consider the fear of failure. It paralyzes talent, stops action,
and keeps potential locked in a cage. Entrepreneurs never start. Writers never write. Athletes never compete. Weak minds wait for perfect conditions. Strong minds act despite fear. The first step is naming it, fear of failure. Say it, own it, then act anyway. Silence doubt, amplify action, repeat without pause. Self-sabotage is next. That inner critic that says you're not good enough. That voice convinces you to quit, to delay, to avoid risk. Weak minds let it win. Strong minds observe it. They ask, is this true? Is this useful? Most of the time, it's neither. You have a choice. That's the key. Replace destructive scripts with constructive ones. I am capable. I will act. I will learn. Silence doubt. Amplify action. Repeat without pause. Let's talk about comparison. They're better than me. I'll never reach their level. This voice is insidious. It poisons focus. Weak minds are consumed by it. Strong minds redirect energy. Study others to learn, not to compete emotionally. Use envy as fuel, not as a cage. You have a choice. That's the key. Focus on your journey, not theirs. Silence doubt. Chapter 10. Live untouchable. My mind fortified. Life is unstoppable. Freedom guaranteed. Say it with me. My mind fortified. Life is unstoppable. Freedom guaranteed. This is not just a slogan. It's a command. It's a standard. It's the final stage of everything you've learned, all the training, all the habits, all the discipline, every step you've taken, waking up from illusions, refusing mental weakness, guarding your attention, breaking free from people-pleasing, dominating your emotions, thinking independently, questioning everything, building mental armor, silencing the voices leads here. Now it's time to live untouchable. What does it mean to be untouchable? It's not about invincibility. You will face challenges. You will encounter fear. You will be tested. Being untouchable means your mind is sovereign. Your focus is your fortress. Your emotions are under control. You respond. You don't react. You decide. You don't defer. Weak minds bend to pressure. Strong minds bend reality to their will. Let's start with decision-making. The untouchables don't wait for approval. They don't consult the crowd. Every decision, big or small, is made with clarity, purpose, and confidence. Example: entrepreneurs who leave secure jobs to start ventures, ignoring critics, trusting their preparation, and acting with precision. They fail sometimes. They succeed more, but their minds never break. Weak minds collapse under doubt. Next, action aligned with vision. It's not about being busy. It's about being relentless with purpose. Untouchable individuals prioritize ruthlessly. They say no to distractions. They focus on tasks that build skills, wealth, and influence. They eliminate shallow pursuits. Social media likes, empty conversations, and toxic habits do not dictate their energy. Align actions with goals. Execute daily. Relationships are the next frontier. Untouchable minds choose carefully. Surround yourself with people who elevate, challenge, and inspire you. Avoid those who drain your energy or reinforce fear. Real-world example. Highly successful leaders maintain a circle of accountability partners, mentors, peers, and advisors who demand excellence. Weak minds cling to approval from anyone. Strong minds cultivate respect, trust, and shared purpose. Financial independence is non-negotiable. Weak minds remain dependent, shackled to systems that weaken them. Untouchable individuals create multiple streams of income. They understand money is a tool, not a goal. Example: freelancers who scale businesses online, investors who compound wealth, and entrepreneurs who monetize skills without compromising values. You have a choice. That's the key. Build resources, protect freedom. Mind fortified, life unstoppable, freedom guaranteed. Daily habits are the silent engine of untouchable minds. Wake up early. Read, write, plan, execute, move. Journaling, meditation, and reflection are non-negotiable. Small, consistent actions compound into unstoppable power. Weak minds ignore this. They leave success to chance. Resilience is built through confrontation, not avoidance. Life will test you. Relationships will betray. Projects will fail. Markets will crash. Untouchable minds do not crumble. They absorb lessons. They adapt. They rise stronger. Weak minds wallow. They blame. You have a choice. Face challenges head-on. Learn fast. Emerge stronger. Communication is a weapon. Untouchable minds speak clearly, decisively, and strategically. They don't react to provocations. They articulate boundaries. They influence without being manipulated. Example: leaders who negotiate fearlessly, entrepreneurs who pitch relentlessly, individuals who command respect in social circles. Weak minds murmur, apologize excessively, and follow. You have a choice. Speak with purpose, influence with integrity. Your mind is the final battlefield. Every thought matters. Every belief matters. Every decision matters. Untouchable individuals continuously monitor their mental landscape. Journaling, reflection, meditation, and strategic planning are daily armor. Negative self-talk is silenced. Limiting beliefs are challenged. Action is immediate. Now take a moment. Look back at the journey. Chapters 1 through 9 weren't theory, they were training. Wake up from illusions. Refuse mental weakness. Guard your attention. Break free from people-pleasing. Dominate your emotions. Think independently. Question everything. Build daily mental armor. Silence the voices that hold you back. Every skill you practiced, every habit you formed, every challenge you faced prepares you to live untouchable. You have a choice. Apply all lessons. Execute relentlessly. The untouchable life is not for the faint-hearted. It requires vigilance, consistency, and relentless execution. You will be tested. You will be challenged. You will face fear. That's the point. Tests expose weakness. Execution builds strength. Momentum becomes your ally. Discipline becomes your default. Rise every day with purpose. Execute without hesitation. Mind fortified. Life unstoppable. Freedom guaranteed. Finally, here is your challenge. For the next 30 days, live untouchable. Apply every lesson you've learned. Wake up early. Take decisive action. Question everything. Protect your mind. Strengthen relentlessly. Refuse doubt. Amplify action. Build habits that fortify, not weaken. Surround yourself with people who elevate you. Execute your plans. Fail fast. Learn faster. Repeat daily. Now it's time to act. If this resonated with you, hit that like button. Show the world you're serious. Subscribe to this channel to never miss a lesson that builds unshakable strength. Turn on notifications so every strategy, every insight, every tool lands in your hands the moment it drops. Share this with someone who needs the wake-up call. They need this as much as you do. Remember this: your mind is the battlefield, your life is the victory, and your freedom depends on the choices you make starting right now. Strengthen relentlessly. This is the life they fear. This is the life few achieve. But it is yours if you choose, if you commit, if you refuse weakness, if you act with relentless discipline. Step into it, right now. Take control of your mind. Take control of your life. Be untouchable. Be unstoppable. Be free.